This is State Street.
Peace and blessings unto you from God our Father and Jesus Christ our Savior. It is such an honor and a privilege for you to join me in this space and in this place as we do what? Embrace God's grace. Well, today is July the 31st, 2025, and I am so glad that you are here on your lunch break with Pastor K as we do what? Grow together. Well, this is your Kingdom Builders Bible study. Now, let me apologize. We didn't come on yesterday because I taught the wrong lesson and I was 1 week ahead. So I said, oh, let me take a break. Let me go back, slow down, and get the right lesson. Either way, I am so glad that you are here with us today. We got a wonderful and a powerful lesson for you today as we continue to go through Brene Brown's Daring Greatly book. And today we're going to talk about engaging with wholeheartedness. It's about showing up. Can God rely on you to show up? Stay tuned. What a wonderful lesson we have for you today. Meet me at Joshua, the 1st chapter and verse number 9. Blessings unto you from God our Father and Jesus Christ our Savior. It is such an honor and a privilege for you to join me in this space and in this place as we do what? Embrace God's grace. Well, I'm so glad that you have decided to tune in to this Kingdom Builders Bible study as we continue to walk through the book Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. Last week, we talked about the myth of perfection. The myth of perfection, where you do not have to be perfect. No, you don't have to be perfect. God don't require you to be perfect. So if God does not require for you to be perfect, then why do you require yourself to be perfect? Did you ever notice that sometimes that those people who strive for perfection, strive for perfection or think they're perfect, put that on somebody else as well. They always want to put it on someone else. Someone had to humble me and says that, Kortney, you're trying to make this perfect because you expect perfection out of yourself. Now, there is a big difference between striving for excellence and being perfect. Being perfect, think you got it all together, think you've made it, think you got it. But guess what? You don't. However, though, striving for excellence is what we should do. Striving for excellence is what God has called us to do. It is called what? The sanctification process. Every day, you should be more and more like Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And then when that time comes to study War No More, or you pack up your hymnals and your Bibles, right? Okay. Then that's when we reach that perfection stage, right? That's when we are made in the image or transition into the image of more like Christ, right? Okay. But right now, give yourself grace. You're going to make some mistakes. Listen, you're going to make some mistakes. You're not going to always get everything right. You're going to make some mistakes. And guess what? That's okay. That is perfectly fine for you to make some mistakes. It is perfectly fine for you not to get things done right. If they will give you an error in baseball, for my baseball fans out there, right? You get RBIs, runs batted ins, you get hits, but you also get errors counted. Now, it's not a good thing to get an error, but they make room for you to make a mistake. Okay. If we was to translate that into football, then the Cowboys make mistakes even before the season starts. They always want to talk about we them boys and we gonna win every game and we're gonna go 16-0 and we're gonna win every playoff game. We're gonna win the Super Bowl, right? And then come mid-season, well, next year is it or what have you, right? Give it up, right? Give it up, Cowboy fans. Okay, you start off the season losing even before you play your first game, but at least the Cowboys know that there's next season, and they say that on week 3. It's always next season. Cowboy fans gonna kill me this season because I can't wait. Guess what though? Understand the fact that if you was perfect, there'll be no need for grace and mercy. So live a little. I'm not telling you to go and deliberately sin, but what I am telling you is stop walking around here with all this burden packed on you. Okay? Let it go. You're gonna make some mistakes. You're not gonna always get it right. Now you should strive to try to get it right, but guess what? You're not there yet. Now, as we move into this lesson, we are dealing with something that is so powerful, so true, and it has stood the test of time. Joshua, the 1st chapter, verse number 9. Here it is. I hereby command you, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Let's break it down. Can I give you the background so we understand today's breakdown? I can imagine that Joshua is in a position right now where he is probably freaked out. I'm going to use that word. He's probably a little nervous. Anxiety is kicking in because he's the next one in charge. Moses is gone. What did God say about Moses? He says, Moses, my servant, is dead. Who's in the batter's box? Joshua is. And I can see that Joshua's kind of upset because everybody want to remind him of what Moses did, what Moses said, what Moses did. As a matter of fact, Tolan Morgan, that man must have a Bible written by the angels himself. Lord have mercy. Because the way he could see this text and the scriptures and preach it and exegete it, man, my God, if I could only do 2% of what Tolan Morgan does at Fellowship Bible Church, man, be awesome. But what Tolan Morgan stated, Pastor Tolan Morgan stated, he stated at a convention. I'm not sure what convention he was at, but he stated at a convention and he made it so simple and so plain. This is what he said. He said, you got Jesus right here doing things, living, and these people keep quoting Moses. These people keep quoting Moses. And the last thing that we hear about Moses from God himself was that Moses, my servant, is dead. He said, a problem with a lot of our churches is that we're being pastored by old dead people. Jesus is right here teaching, living, breathing. And we keep going back to Moses. We keep going back to the predecessor. We keep going back to the former pastors and the former pastors. And Jesus says that I need for you to accept where you are today. The past, you can't do anything about it. It happened. It's water underneath the bridge. Let's go. Let's move on from here. If God has forgiven you, why can't you forgive yourself? That is key. That is crucial for it. So Joshua is probably nervous. Joshua is probably sitting up there like, oh my goodness. Now I'm in charge. You gotta remember there's more people that Joshua's leading into the promised land than Moses led out of Egypt. So what's happening is that Joshua is nervous. He's afraid. And God said, Moses is dead. You in charge now. Stand up, be courageous. As a matter of fact, God said, I command you. I'm forcing you. It's about obedience because if you're going to be in charge, guess what? You got to show up. He said, I need you to be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or don't be afraid of those people. Don't be afraid of what you got to do when you get across the Jordan River. Don't be afraid of that. For what? The Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Wherever you go, God is with you. What did he say? I'll never leave you or forsake you. Hey, keep Jesus with you. Keep walking. Show up. Here's the fact of now. Brene Brown tells us in a book, she reminds us that courage isn't about winning, it's about showing up. That's what it's about. It's not about winning, it's about showing up. Are you showing up? Guess what? Even when you can't control the outcome. See, some people only want to show up when they can control something or somebody else, right? Sometimes that's the only time when people show up, when they can control someone else, when they can have control. No, no, no. You only called to control yourself. That's the only person you can control. But some people only want to show up when they can tell other people what to do. They only want to show up when they can command the room and direct and guide and do these things. But guess what? Courage isn't about winning. It's about showing up even when you cannot control the outcome. She called this wholehearted living. Wholehearted living is a posture of engaging life with authenticity, connection, and purpose. Let me say that one more time for those that missed it real quickly, because sometimes I talk fast and I know that you're on your lunch break and you're ready to eat your turkey sandwich and drink a little high C fruit punch and get back to work. But let me say that one more time for you real quick. Can I tell you that just one more time? Here we go. A posture of engaging, wholehearted living is living life with authenticity, connection, and purpose. That's what it's about. And did you notice? I'm going to circle each one of these. Did you notice that each and every one of these is about showing up? You can't live an authentic life unless you show up. You can't connect with someone unless you show up. And you don't find your purpose in life unless you show up. Do I got anybody that's going to show up? Show up. See, this truth echoes in God's charge to Joshua. Stepping into Moses' leadership role, Joshua was faced with enormous pressure. Joshua got the weight on him. He got to get across the Jordan. The walls of Jericho got to come down. He got to deal with dividing the land and setting the land, awarding the land, putting out fires and dispute over the land. Joshua got to do all of that. And it's pressure. Do you know how much pressure your pastor is underneath? Do you know how much pressure and I'm not just talking about myself. No, I'm talking about pastors in general. We want pastors to show up here, do this, return this phone call, write this letter, go over here, go over there, do this, do that. And that's a burden that's heavy on us. And it's not just about the church. Guess what? Hear me and hear me well. Pull this mic close to me real quick. Hear me and hear me well when I tell you that pastors have other things to do outside of the church. Has families, has relationships. I ain't meant to go see Superman yet. Although I'm not a Superman fan, but sometimes I just want to go to the movies. But guess what? Churchman, come over here, go over here, do this, do that. Do you know how much pressure your pastor is underneath sometimes? Some of their own personal struggles that they go through, always having a finger pointing at them, always having somebody approach them, always having to defend somebody, always having something go on, the pressures, and then people tapping them on the shoulder say, you ain't nothing like the previous pastor. And for so long, pastors can carry so much weight that guess what happens? They crumble under it. They trip and they fall underneath the pressures of life. And I just want to let you know that if you do that to your pastor, please stop it. He's human. Let him make mistakes. Stop holding him to it. We talk about that word expectation again, right? You can't set an expectation for anyone. Stop putting unrealistic standards on people. Control your life. But here's the fact of the matter that I really want you to understand on this lunch break today. God didn't promise easy victories. He just promised his presence. He never said that it's going to be easy. He just said, I'm going to be with you though. That's the good news right there. That's the hope that you've been waiting on. I hope you got it. I really do. Because he never said it was going to be easy. He just said, I got you, man. And we can just learn how to accept the I got yous. But guess what? You got to show up, though, wholeheartedly. You got to show up authentic. You got to show up ready to connect. You got to show up ready to work your purpose. So God's command was simple. He said, show up with courage. One of the hardest things that I have to do on a Sunday is stand up and preach, because that moment between that choir ending that, singing that last note, and me stepping in that pulpit, my anxiety is on level 10. And I'm like, Lord, I'm overthinking it. Lord, is this what you want me to say, right? Did I hear you correctly? My chest is pounding. Oh, Lord, I just hope somebody get it today. Oh, my God, can Barry sing just one more note, please, and prolong it, please? But guess what? At least I showed up. Pastors don't give up. Show up. Church members, don't give up. Show up. Now, don't shrink, though. Whenever you're in a place, and I can only speak for the church in this situation right here, whenever you're in a church that makes you shrink, that's a church where you need to leave. Where you can't be authentic, your authenticity. I can't even speak today. Wow. Don't hide, don't shrink, just go, knowing that God goes with you. I want you to think about that for a moment. Where you go, God goes with you. God ain't never lost. Why are we searching for God? He's always been where he's supposed to be at. It's you that moved. It's us that move. God didn't move. See, courage in the biblical sense is not just about bravado. That's not it at all. It's about obedience in the face of uncertainty. Joshua didn't know what the heck he was going to have to deal with. But guess what? He said, Lord, I trust you. As a matter of fact, in order for God to say this to Joshua, Joshua had to go to him and have a conversation with him. Do you know who to go to and have a conversation with? When things ain't on the up and up, things don't seem right, things seem down, things don't, you don't know which direction. Do you know who to go talk to? Go talk to the Father. Know where your source comes from. It's like David in the hills, in the caves, running from Saul, and David put pen to paper later on, and he says, I will look towards the hills which cometh my help, knowing that all of my help comes from the Lord. That's what you got to do. Where did your help comes from? Go to the Lord, not another member, unless the Lord directs you to another member. But go to the Lord first. Take your problems to him. See, when we dare greatly in our faith, we move forward even when it's hard. It's going to be hard. Jesus said they're going to persecute you for my name's sake. Now, here's the fact of the matter. We ain't nowhere being persecuted like they was in first century church. Ain't no way in hell we are getting persecuted the way they did. But I want you to know it like this. We let the smallest things get to us. Keep pushing. Keep going. Unless you, once again, is in an abusive situation at your church, relationship, what have you, then get out of it. But other than that, shut the deuces, right? But we need to learn how to move forward, even when it's hard, even when it don't feel good, even when it don't smell good, look good, still push forward, right? Because we trust that God is not only present, but he's also ahead of us. He knows exactly where we're going. As a matter of fact, I think that's a good transition point. Let's talk about God for a moment in all of this, because what we see is that God is present, empowering, and faithful. Let's try that one more time. God is what? He's present, he's empowering, and he is faithful. See, in moments of uncertainty, he reminds us not just of what to do, but who he is. He says, I'm with you wherever you go. So be strong, be courageous, show up, show up, show up. When the ministry is doing something, show up. When your pastor needs some help, show up. When the ushers need some help, show up. When the deacons need some help, show up. And be strong and courageous, because God is right there with you. As an adult, what we must understand is that God never abandons us. Now, here's the fact. An adult can never abandon another adult. You may have the feeling of abandonment, but an adult can never abandon another adult. An adult can leave you, and that's in their right. They can leave you. They have every right to leave you, but they can't abandon you. Only a child can be abandoned. But here's the fact: God will never abandon you, nor will he leave you, nor will he forsake you. He doesn't abandon his people in transitions. When you're transitioning, he don't abandon you. He's right there with you. The same God who heard their prayers in Egypt, the same God who brought the 10 plagues, the same God who parted the Red Sea, that instructed Moses to tell the people that the Egyptians that you see today, you will no longer see. It's that same God who sent manna down every morning. It's the same God who never let their clothes wear out and their shoes give in. It's that same God who did it for Israel. Is that same God that's with you. If he'll take care of his people, then he'll take care of you as well. Guess what? The Lord walks with you. He guides you. He corrects you. And he strengthens you. See, here's the fact of the matter is that God is not afraid of our fear. He meets us in it and calls us through it. Just as he was with Joshua, he is with us in every moment that demands courage. Whether that's a hard conversation, a new calling, or an act of vulnerability, God is with you. God is there. As a matter of fact, did you notice that the same promise that God gave Joshua is the same promise that God gave Moses? Did you catch that in this lesson? Remember he told Moses, I will be with you. And he tells Joshua the same thing. That's the anchor for our courage, y'all. Not confidence in self, but confidence in God's presence. That God is with us. He's right beside us. He's walking. He's guiding us. Isaiah 41:10 actually reinforces this. It says, do not fear, for I am with you. I will strengthen you. I will help you. Sometimes we got to learn how to take the help from the Lord. It's just what we got to do. These promises make it possible to walk into difficult spaces with the assurance that we are never alone. So when you're facing a challenge out there today, know that you're never alone. When you're having a difficult moment, know that you're never, ever alone. Guess what? Even when you stumble, I stumble, you stumble, we will never fail beyond God's reach. Now unto him who's able to do exceeding and abundantly above all that you can ask, hope, or think, and who can present you faultless before his throne. That's the type of God that we have right there. You're going to stumble, but get up, dust yourself off, and try again. Ain't that an Aaliyah song? I think so. Some of y'all watching don't even know who Aaliyah is, right? You know, dust yourself off and try again. Okay, I'm gonna stop singing. y'all join this to get taught, not to hear my voice, right? See, courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward in spite of it. Showing up is a spiritual discipline, an act of trust and obedience. So the principle is here that transformation only happens when we show up. You want to see God do a new thing, show up. You want God to answer that prayer, show up. You want God to fix that relationship, show up. If you want God to shift the ministry, show up. We must give God something to bless. Hiding keeps us stuck. Showing up releases purpose. See, Joshua's courage wasn't forged in comfort, but it was forged in calling. God had called him. A lot of times we just want to be comfortable. But sometimes to live out your purpose of what God has called you to do, sometimes you have to be uncomfortable. Guess what? Joshua had witnesses Moses' failures and his victories. Now it was his turn. Yep. And all God asked of him was to trust him. Do you trust the Lord? Do you really trust the Lord? See, we learned that courage isn't always loud. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's just getting out of bed when life feels overwhelming. Sometimes it's speaking up for justice, saying yes to the unknown, or saying no to what drains you. Pastors, preachers, we got to learn how to say no to what drains us. I'll just highlight that again, circle that. Sometimes we got to say no to what drains us. Had a situation earlier this week. Something that shouldn't have even came across my desk. And I had to, no, I'm not dealing with it. No. Either way, God honors your presence in the battle, not just your performance. Remember, you're not going to always win. There will be some days where you lose. What did Pops tell Craig on Friday? Craig, put that gun away. Please, right here. You win some, you lose some, but you live to see another day. That's what it's about. Show up. Please, will you show up? I'm going to give you some examples here. Look at Esther. Esther, for example, she showed up courageously. Faced with the threat of death, she stepped forward to her people, and guess what she said? If I die, I just die, but I'm going to show up anyway. But because she knew God was with her, when she walked up to the king, he held out that scepter. And guess what? Allowed her in his presence, and she was able to tell him what was on her mind and save her people. That's showing up right there. Can you show up when it's difficult? Can you show up when it's hard? The disciples after the resurrection also had to learn how to show up again, to preach, to suffer, to lead, despite their past failures, despite their leader gone, despite Jesus ascended into heaven. The disciples got to show up. Their presence in the mission was more important than their perfection. Can you show up for the mission? Can you work it? Even when your name is not in lights, can you still show up? Even when they don't put your name on program, can you still show up? Even when they don't give you the shout out from the pulpit, can you still show up? So this week, here's your practical application for the day. This week, I would like for you to identify one area in your life where God is calling you to show up. Is it in a relationship, in prayer, in calling? And ask yourself, where am I holding back because of fear and shame? Where is God calling you to do and you're afraid? Need you to find some of that courage that you got. Some people call it liquid courage. We ain't gonna go there. But need for you to find that courage. Even when it's hard, even when it's difficult, need for you to find it. Then I need to take a big, bold step. Right? It might be a small step, an email, a conversation, a confession, or a decision, but choose to show up. Please. Your pastor counts on you. Your church depends on you. Show up. Trust God to meet you in the moment. Trust God to meet you in the moment. Please. Because you remember what 2 Corinthians 5:6-7 tells us. So we are always confident. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Well, I'm so glad that you're able to join me for your lunch break for this Kingdom Builders Bible study. I apologize for being a day late, but hey, at least you got the word, right? Stay tuned this week. First Sunday of August. Man, this year is going by fast, right? Man, we're already into the 8th month. First Sunday in August, Communion Sunday. It's the Lord's Supper. Do this in remembrance of me. Got a word for you on this Sunday. I hope that you can join us. Still working on a sermon title to it, but I'm pretty sure God will show up. You don't want to miss it. And guess what? Second Sunday of August is my Pastoral Appreciation Sunday, where you have shown your appreciation for me for what? Showing up Sunday after Sunday, right? I want to thank each and every one of you all for showing up week after week for Sunday school, Sunday conversation, for Kingdom Builders Bible Study and for tuning in either in the virtual sanctuary or in the in-person sanctuary. I want to thank God for you so much from the bottom of my heart. You just don't know what it does to my heart to see you logged in, commenting, clicking on things, sharing things, interaction. I love every bit of it. Continue to pray for your pastor as I pray for you. Amen. Because what the Bishop Paul Morton says, you pray for me and I pray for you, and watch God change things. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I want you to go ahead and enjoy the rest of your lunch. Enjoy the rest of your lunch, and I will see you next week. This the last week? Is this the last week of this summer vacation, summer schedule? It may be. We may get back in person every week at 6 p.m. We'll stay virtual at 12 noon on Wednesday. Hey, remember to show up. Be courageous. For the Lord has commanded you to be strong and courageous. And where you go, God will go as well. Well, my name is Pastor K. I want to thank you so much for tuning in for the Kingdom Builders Bible Study. And I will see you right here Sunday morning and next week. Same time, same place. Hey, may God bless you and may He keep you. Peace.